Hey everyone, this is typeForced. Welcome to my tutorial for ARK's Survival of the Fittest evolution events. We'll be going over the evolution events and in what modes you can find them in. If you guys do have any questions afterwards, feel free to leave a comment and we'll get back to you. Without further ado, we'll jump right into it. The first evolution event that we're going to go over is the Swarm. The Swarm is going to spawn a dozen or so Mega Neuras from the sky, and they're going to descend upon you with nothing but the goal to kill you or at least really ruin your life. This is a solo Mega Neura. Generally, the way Mega Neuras works are they're not going to attack you unless you attack them or there is a dead corpse nearby. But once you do attack them or they have a friend be attacked or a dead corpse is nearby, they're going to swarm from all over. So when the evolution event, the Mega Neura, the Swarm hits, they're going to come down at you. You're going to want to get a little bit of distance so that they clump up. And when using a spear aiming in the air, you're going to want to kill them. Now, if you can't for some reason, you can retreat to the water. And as soon as you retreat to the water, they're going to de-aggro. This is one nice little perk you could do until you are ready to go back and kill them. And once you leave the water again, it is going to re-aggro them and they are going to come back after you. So the main purpose with this evolution event to counter it is you need a spear, you need to find them, you need to walk backwards and spear them down. Spears are going to be twice or three times better than a pickaxe or an axe. And of course you can use the water to make them de-aggro. The next evolution event that we're going to go over is Acid Rain. Acid Rain is going to shower the island with a rain, but this rain is going to have a special kick. It's going to have some acid in it. If you look closely, the rain will have red streaks going through it, and it will not only be damaging your health, but your armor as well. There's a couple ways to deal with it, and we're going to go over that now. So when the evolution event Acid Rain happens, you're going to see it's going to turn into rain, and there's going to be red streaks through it. If you do check, this will be damaging not only your health, but your armor will be damaged as well. The first and easiest way to deal with Acid Rain is to find a natural rock or cliff and hide under it. And if you check, your health should stop dropping and your armor should stop taking damage. Now, some of the rocks aren't going to protect you that well, so you can be a little bit more prepared if you do make yourself a little temporary structure. And then this as well is going to keep you from getting damaged. Now, one thing that will not work is you cannot hide under either a tamed or wild dinosaur. Even though it does look like it should protect you, you will still be taking damage and your armor will still be getting destroyed. One good thing to note about Acid Rain is even though it does kill you slowly, you can actually fill up your water skins and drink it just fine. There is one last piece of news about Acid Rain, and that is that it will only drop you down to 20% health. So if you have a static base 100, it will not lower you past 20 health. So you cannot die to Acid Rain, but you can get extremely low. And things like, you know, no food or too cold or wild dinosaurs or other players will finish you off. So seek shelter when Acid Rain strikes. The next event we'll be going over will be Carno Drop. So carnivorous dinosaurs will be falling from the sky during this event when it does happen. You have a chance at being attacked by 3 raptors per person, 1 Carno, 1 Spino, or 1 T-Rex. When this event does happen, you need to take shelter and cover immediately, either by defending yourself with a bow or a spear, or running to friendly tames, or one trick that you can do is to lose aggro by running to a wild dinosaur. So when the evolution event Carno Drop happens, you'll see raining from the sky. This one is going to be a Spinosaur. I'm going to immediately start running from the Spinosaur and try to lose aggro by running past another wild dinosaur. The way carnivores work is they are going to be aggressed to the nearest player or dinosaur, and so you can simply lose them just like that. Now, this may be a good time to either try to kill this dinosaur or tame it, depending on what you want to do. You could also potentially lose aggro on other enemies, tamed dinosaurs, or players as well. The next evolution event that we'll be going over will be Herbivore Drop. Now, Herbivore Drop is going to be very similar to Carno Drop, but instead of a mean Carno, it's going to be a passive herbivore. The herbivores that you can get will either be a couple of ankylos, 2 mammoths, or a bronto. Now, the herbivores will be passive, but one thing to note is if you are harvesting materials and they drop on top of you, you can end up damaging them. So when this evolution event does happen, you do want to relocate yourself and take notice. As you can see, 2 mammoths are dropping from the sky. Another good thing about these events is you can spot other mammoths dropping and use it as kind of like a survivor tracker to find out if there's anyone around you. Now, this time you may want to kill them for their hide or prime meat, or maybe tame them to help you out in the long run. The next evolution event that we'll be going over will be Mega Cold. When Mega Cold strikes, the entire temperature of the island will plummet down into freezing temperatures, and you'll be dealt with really damaging cold temperatures. The higher you are in evolution will generally be a lot colder and harder to sustain, but nonetheless you're gonna deal with it about the same no matter where you're at. When the evolution event Mega Cold happens, you'll see the temperature start to drop. A cool, eerie, like blue will come over. And at the top left, you're either going to get a snowflake or an ice cube. The ice cube means it's going to be extremely cold. Now, when this happens, you may note that your health starts to drop. One way to combat that would be make some nice armor, like hide, and put that on. If that doesn't slow your health dropping fast enough, you can go and put fires or standing torches and turn them on. Doing this and huddling close to them will potentially increase the temperature of the area and reduce the damage that you're taking, or even revert it. That is the best way to deal with Mega Cold. One other thing to note is if you are working and running and sprinting in Mega Cold, your food will be dropping at a dramatic rate, so you will need a large amount of food to keep up working in this environment. The next evolution event we'll be going over is Mega Heat. This is going to be very similar to Mega Cold, but instead of freezing, you are going to be burning up. When this evolution event Mega Heat happens, the temperature is going to increase. You're going to get this eerie red feeling across the island, and you're going to start burning up. The bigger the flame in the top left corner, the more hot it is, and you will see that you start losing your health as well. Now, that really good hide is not going to be as good anymore. Something like cloth is actually going to be a lot better for you and is going to help reduce your temperature to something that you could deal with. At the same time, if that doesn't do it enough, sometimes bringing yourself into the shallows of the water will help. As you can see, that large fire at the top reduced itself down. Now, this should help you to reduce your health drain. But one thing to note is if you are working and running around and harvesting and whatnot, your water consumption is going to be dramatically increased. So you will end up needing water extremely fast. As you can see, we're already out of water. So either try to reduce that or have a lot of water on hand. And the next evolution event you'll have will be Mega Fog. Now, just like the other Megas, this is going to do this to the entire island. It will be everywhere, and it's going to really cast a really eerie fog over the entire island that will reduce your vision to almost non-existent. When this evolution event Mega Fog happens, the entire surrounding on the island is going to start being filled in with fog, and a haze is going to overcome and slowly start choking your vision down. Now, when Mega Fog is at its worst, you can only see a couple meters in front of you and definitely can't see anything down in the past. But when this does happen, there is one good thing that you can do, and that is you are relatively safe from dinosaurs. Wild and tamed can't see you in Mega Fog. So you could take this opportunity to either kill that one dinosaur that you needed to deal with, either tamed or wild, or to trank or tame them. But as you guys can see, this stego has no clue that I'm here, and I was able to kill it without it aggressing at me at all, because dinosaurs just have really bad vision in Mega Fog. Our next evolution event will be double taming. Now, this is the first greatly positive evolution event we've come across so far, and really there is no downsides to this evolution event outside of maybe your enemies getting to use it as well. This evolution event is going to have all the taming increased by twice. So what would take you 4 minutes will only take you 2 minutes. Everything will be twice as fast. When this evolution event double taming happens, anything that you have ready to tame or about to tame will tame at twice the speed. So as you can see, this is taming twice as fast. It took half as many berries or half as much prime meat or whatever you're going to tame. It does happen twice as fast. Apes as well are going to tame twice as fast with their passive tame. And it's also sometimes a benefit to starve your tames and wait for a potential double taming, as it may pay off. If they are extra hungry, they will eat more at one point, and if double taming is on when that happens, you might get a quicker tame. The next evolution event that we are going to go over is Supply Overload. Supply Overload is actually going to trigger all of the supply drops at the same time. Now, in Survival of the Fittest, all the supply drops are red, and they are in static locations, so once you learn them, you'll know where they are. When the evolution event Supply Overload happens, you're actually going to see all of the supply drops across the island light up at the same time. And if you are lucky enough to be near one of them or decide to make your way near one of them, they do have some great loot in there that either can bolster your armor and defenses or help you in teching up or taming. So when Supply Overload drops, try to find yourself near one of these crates and loot them as they reach the ground. Supply Overload. Our next evolution event is a special one. It is Hail to the Kings. Now, once the Ring of Death is fully closed into its final resting spot, depending on what mode you are in, it'll be in a different location. But once it has come to its stop, you are going to go into a sudden death if there is more than one tribe still alive. During the sudden event, the events will start picking up, and you have a chance to get Hail to the Kings. Hail to the Kings is going to drop explosives from the sky that you'll be able to use to potentially further your situation and maybe help you claim the win. When Hail to the Kings evolution event happens, you're going to see packages dropping from the sky, and they could be a rocket launcher with RPGs. They could be grenades, C4, or IEDs. When this evolution event does happen, be looking for packages on each player's location and try to make the best use of them to help you in the game. Our next evolution event will be Beast Within. When Beast Within strikes, all these passive herbivores and even Dimorphodons that generally will not go after you unless you aggress upon them or their friends are going to turn hostile. So when Beast Within happens, you want to be able to find a safe way or just generally keep your distance. When the evolution event Beast Within happens, a red haze is going to come over the island, and it's going to turn these generally passive dinosaurs bloodthirsty. Now, maybe you could find somewhere safe. Maybe you could generally keep your distance from them or take them on. But do know that these dinosaurs are generally passive and you don't know it, but you're right next to them at any time. If you do keep your distance, you will be okay. But if by chance you don't keep your distance and you get just a little bit too close with Beast Within, they're going to aggro from multiple different directions. So it's always good to have a little escape plan. Our next evolution event will be Arctic Monkeys. When Arctic Monkeys do strike, monkeys were going to drop in pairs of 2 from the sky. They're going to have chitin helmets, and they're going to be throwing their poop at you. Monkeys do slow you if they land that poop on you, and they are quite tanky with that chitin helmet. You're going to want to kill them quick or get away and don't come back, because they are pretty aggressive and they will track you down. When the evolution event Arctic monkeys happens, you will see them fall from the sky. The best way to deal with them is some well-placed arrows and try to kill them that way. They are kind of hard to hit, and they have some tanky bodies, and they do land their poop on you. You get slowed and damaged over time, and they come after you. Sometimes a well-placed spear can also do a lot of damage. When they do get low, they will retreat, and you can chase them down and finish them off. Now, if you do want to make use of this chitin helmet, all you have to do is harvest their body and then loot their bag, and you will get their nice chitin helmet, and it is a really good upgrade. This evolution event really sucks. Harvest Famine is going to reduce everything that you harvest, from stones on the beach, wooden thatch from trees, to the meat and hide from dinosaurs. Everything that you're going to harvest is going to be reduced greatly. If you could see, if I pick up this stone, I do get 13 stone. When the evolution event Harvest Famine hits, though, we're going to go and try to find a stone and see what we get. We got 1 stone. We went from 13 to 1. If I try to get some wood, I can't get anything. Harvest Famine is just going to destroy all your ability to harvest thatch and flint and wood and metal. This is a big killer for teching strats, and also can be quite bad if you're needing to get some more materials for arrows or armor. Harvest Famine sucks. This evolution event, Food of the Gods, is quite a cool one. This evolution event is going to spawn a mega supply crate in the center of the map where everyone started. Once this supply crate does touch down, it's going to have 3 lootable Food of the Gods in it. Each one of the Food of the Gods can either insta-tame a dinosaur that is unconscious and ready to eat food, insta-tame an ape that is a passive tame, or it can be consumed by yourself to bring your health up to full. When this evolution event Food of the Gods happens, you're going to see a massive beam of light from the center and a humongous supply crate drop to the bottom. Once it comes to its final resting place, you will be able to loot this supply crate. Once the supply crate has fully touched down, it will be a lootable supply crate that you can run up to, and anybody can loot. Once you do loot it, you will see 3 Food of the Gods. Now, the Food of the Gods could be used to bring your health from low to full simply by consuming it instantly. Do note that the Food of the Gods does have a spoil timer of 3 minutes, so once you pull it out of its crate, it will spoil in just 3 minutes, and once you pull all of them out, it will pop. Now, if you do have a tame currently unconscious, or find yourself getting to an ape within those 3 minutes, all you have to do is walk up, and even though this tame has only been unconscious for a couple seconds, and it should generally take quite some time, you simply put Food of the Gods in it, and now you have yourself a tame. So if you do see the evolution event Food of the Gods happening, get yourself down some tames, come and pick it up, and get yourself some insta-tames. Or maybe if you're in the middle of a battle, bring yourself back up to full life. That is Food of the Gods. Now we're talking Harvest Bounty. Now this is going to act very similar to Harvest Famine, except in the exact opposite way. Instead of destroying everything that you're trying to harvest, is going to give you a plentiful bounty. So if we go over here and we find ourselves a rock, you're going to notice that we did just pick up 13 stone. When this evolution event Harvest Bounty does hit, and we go over here and find ourselves some stone, you're going to notice that we went from 13 to 26. So whereas before we would have been getting, you know, about half the amount, we are getting a great amount now. Now everything from meat and food and hide and flint, metal, thatch, wood, all of that is going to be pretty much doubled. When Harvest Bounty does hit, it's a great time to start a tech or to build yourself a house, get some armor, make sure you're good on arrows. Harvest Bounty has really no downsides. Maybe the fact that your enemies get to use Harvest Bounty hurts, or maybe the fact that you get carried away and next thing you know you're overweight and you can't even move anymore. It's about the biggest downside to Harvest Bounty. Our next evolution event is going to be Survivor Tracker. Now, Survivor Tracker is going to shoot a beam of light, a yellow or golden beam of light into the sky on each player's body that will actually follow you around when you move. This is not only going to allow everyone to see where you are, but for you to see where everyone else is. So when the evolution event Survivor Tracker appears, you'll take note that you will be a glowing ball of beam of light into the air and just light up the area around, as well as give away the position of other people. So you could take this time to go and find that there may be someone near you riding a turtle. Survivor Tracker beams of light will shoot up into the air and you can see where your friends and foes are. And turtle riders. Survivor Tracker. Oh, guys, Predator's Night. Okay, so Predator's Night is going to change the time of day to nighttime, so it's extra scary, and it's going to make all the predators like this Spino out there have double the range to find you. It's basically going to aggress a lot quicker, and it's going to go after players more than it's going to go after everything else. So right now, this Spino doesn't seem to be much interested in us. He's just kind of walking around. It's because we're just not close enough to aggress him. But when the evolution of our event Predator's Night happens, you're gonna see that this Spino, who didn't have much attention to us, he's gonna get aggressed on us. And there he goes. Predator Night happens, and even though we're the same distance, he sees us and he starts chasing after us. Not like this, you guys. Not like this. You need to have a plan of escape. Oh, I'm out of here, Spino. See you later, buddy. Predator's Night. Alright, this evolution event is called Day-Night Switch, and it is exactly what it sounds like. If it is currently day, it'll become nighttime, and if it's currently nighttime, it'll become daytime. Really, there's not much else to do with it besides just switching the time zone. So when this evolution event happens, Day-Night Switch is just going to go ahead and fast travel us from daytime into nighttime. So that is about it. It's kind of passive. You're either going to go into the dark or you're going to go into the light. I personally love it when it goes from nighttime to daytime. Day-night switch. Alright, now this evolution event is going to be called Survivor Locator. Basically what's going to happen with this one is wherever you are at almost midnight, it should be about 23:50 or midnight, a survivor tracker is going to appear. You can see on the left hand side, it's the same every single time. A survivor tracker will appear at your current location. Now, this is only going to happen in the 4v4 games, but there you go, locations revealed. So this was our survivor tracker, and as you can see, we're not there anymore, but it did find us. So this is going to happen at midnight every night. And now if you don't want someone to find out where your base is or your tames are, you could easily go ahead and leave this position that you don't want them to find, wait for the locator to go off, and then go ahead and head back there. Now if you do take a look in the sky, you will see other people's locators as well, and you can go ahead and head over there and see if you could find them. Now it doesn't look like we see anyone here, as this person did get alerted by the tracker, and when the location went off, they did jet. So this is Survivor Locator, and again, if you either hold H and look at the left side of your screen, or hit I and look at the time, this is going to happen at midnight every single night on your 4v4 matches. Survivor Locator. Haha, mega supply crate, that's what we're talking about. This event is going to spawn a mega crate in the center, very similar to Food of the Gods, but this time it's not going to be Food of the Gods. It's going to be filled with some epicness. When this evolution event mega loot crate spawns, or excuse me, super loot crate spawns, even better, you're going to see falling from the center of the sky another super loot crate. And it's not going to be filled with Food of the Gods this time. It is going to be filled with some delicious goodies. Let's go check it out. And it looks like the crate is almost down, so we're going to go in and see what it has. The Super Loot Crate. This event's pretty cool. If you are controlling the center or near it, you'll be able to really get your money's worth, as when we open this, you'll see that we've got armor in here and bullets and explosives and guns. This is going to be randomized, but I don't know. An assault rifle and some bullets for it sound quite nice. Looks like we also have some RPGs and some explosives, but I think I will take the assault rifle. I'm ready to go and have some fight. This is the Super Loot Crate. Alright guys, that was my tutorial for evolution events in ARK SotF. I hope you guys learned something new. And if you think that someone else could potentially benefit from this, feel free to share it with them. Hey, if you did like this video, it would be much appreciated if you guys gave it a thumbs up and subscribed if you guys have not. We do have daily videos coming out for SotF, as well as some other things. We are also a full-time streamer on Twitch Monday through Saturday. Starting at 4 p.m. Central going into the night. Feel free to stop by and check us out. But until next time, I'll see you guys later.